with the markets and the message the Fed chair delivered yesterday about rate hikes.
If we conclude that it is appropriate to move more aggressively by raising the federal funds rate by more than 25 basis points at a meeting or meetings, we will do so. And if we determine that we need to tighten beyond common measures of neutral and into a more restrictive stance, we'll do that as well.
He packed a lot in there. Go above neutral, we may do it. 50, we may do it. Tried to explain what happened to transitory. Talked about what part of the curve he looks at when inversions occur.
He's not caught a break yet. I mean, just when you think that something's going to change, you'll get nickel up limit. I mean, nickel was down today for the first time, not down the down limit. You'll get aluminum out of control. You'll find steel out of control. You'll look at food and you go to the soup. So, I mean, he just doesn't catch any breaks. The Lennar call was seminal last week. We said supply chain's just completely broken. We've had a bunch of calls today saying it's 12 to 15 months now to get a boat from China. So he's not had any luck. So I think it was smart for him to say that, if only just because if he doesn't catch a break soon, he needs to do it.
Yeah, he did say one of the mistakes they made in sticking with transitory was underestimating the persistence of supply chain friction. And today, a bunch of trims on auto production out of Goldman and some of the annual selling rates here in this country.
Look, I think you're going to see a slowing just because there's some demand destruction. I find that when I listen to Powell, I think it's very logical because I just don't. When you hear major home builders talk about how they can't get garage doors and they're having a hard time getting cabinets. I mean, we're talking about very simple things that should just be available. We're seeing major home builders go to Lowe's and Home Depot to get things. I mean, yet their gross margins hold up because these companies are so smart. But it's just who can pass on prices faster.
Do you think the argument over Bullard's on the tape this morning again, saying 50? We overstayed our welcome on asset purchases. Does it matter to you, or is 50 just another 25 since they're already telegraphing a hike at every meeting?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the 10-year. I think they have to do 50 unless something happens. I mean, it's very interesting to hear how many companies are saying such a huge percentage of our workforce didn't come to work in January. I mean, I'd love to see something better go better somewhere. But I can't find anything that's lower than now. I mean, I had Stiefel on last night. Really terrific interview. They were thinking about 3 rate hikes 3 months ago. And I think about 7 rate hikes now. I mean, these are numbers that are not conducive to having a continual rally. The advanced decline yesterday was not so good. But I do think that this is maybe one of those periods where you can buy Bristol-Myers. I mean, take a look at J&J.
Yeah, how about Truist on Procter today saying
that was a great note.
Yep.
You know, talking about Procter being able to these companies have pricing power and they don't have any. This is when we had recession. When you began to have in 2000, there was this moment in April where you started having Coca-Cola go up and Merck go up, and we're there. We're there. I mean, I'd rather own Coca-Cola than I would any software as a service company.
What's the term? Shrinkflation, where packages get smaller, but the price stays
I mean,
the
look,
same.
I mean, everyone goes to cereal. Look, there's a couple of notes today about Deere. You know, Deere's got this great tractor that comes out this week where you don't need a driver. And a lot of things are keying on the idea that each aisle of the supermarket is frightening. When I go to the supermarket, I'm kind of like, I mean, I should be more conscious. I don't get conscious until I'm at the register. At the register, I'm like, geez, there's got to be some mistake.
What happened?
There has to be.